Hello everybody, Geb here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this out of this. Alright, so first off, of course I'm going to be using WorldEdit for this. If you thought I was going to be doing this by hand and making a video of it, you are absolutely insane. Even in creative mode, that would take ages. Alright, so using WorldEdit, there's something you need to know. How to use a wand. You just type / wand and you get a lovely wooden axe. And as you can see, you left click to select position 1 and right click select position 2. This is an extremely useful tool and I recommend having one in your arsenal anytime you're using WorldEdit. But you didn't need me to tell you that. Next off, for this tutorial I'm going to need a single brush. I'm going to use a golden sword. You can use any item, not blocks, any item. Recommended I would use ones that don't do anything special when you right click. I've already said that. Right. So what we're going to do with the wand is make it into a brush like what you just saw. And how you do that, or not with the wand, with the sword. How you do that is you type / brush, and we want it to be a sphere, and I'm going to use sand for this because sand falls with gravity and you don't end up with a bunch of air bubbles or weird caterpillar shaped constructions because you clicked too quick. I'm going to give it a radius of about 4 so we can actually get somewhere with it. Alright, now to use it you just right click. However, using sand, especially on flatlands, is a great way to illustrate this. You can accidentally dig holes through things. So how we're going to fight this is we're going to make it so our sand only affects air. To do that, you type / mask, M-A-S-K, silly fingers, and then air. And now that I've done that, the sand will only replace air. So to demonstrate that, I'm going to go ahead and dig out underneath it. See how that's all air. Cool. Now that you got that, what we're going to do with the sand is we're going to use it to form the general shape of the bottom side of our island. So I'm going to do a relatively small island here so that I don't kill the server like I did with that one several times. So I'm going to keep it pretty reasonable size. Now I like to have one big spire in the middle that kind of demonstrates that it was pulled out a little bit more. You might like to have a more level bottom with a bunch of spires like what that has. Alright, so once you've gotten the general shape you like, you're going to need to set positions. Yes, you did, Shock Slayer. So what we're going to do is we're going to get throwaway block, which you get just by middle clicking. And we're going to set it outside the boundaries of our island pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and make this the first position. And we're going to go up well above the top of our spire. And we're going to go to the opposite side, again outside the boundaries of our block. And we're going to set that as the second position by typing / POS2. Thank you. Now that we have that all selected, we're going to smooth it out a bit so that it looks more natural and less like a sphere brush. And to do that, we just type / smooth, and in order to do that multiple times you type it and then you can type a number after it. So I like to do smooth 5, and depending on what I do I might go as high as 50. After 50 you really don't see much of a difference between it. Alright, so now it's smoothed out and it looks more like something you might find. Next step we're going to do is replacing all the sand with grass. So / replace sand grass. Alright, and just like that, you can grow stuff on it. And this is important because that's how we're going to get really nice dramatic spires on it. what we're going to do is we're going to grow trees on it. So I'm going to do /forestgen. I'm going to give it a radius of 15. I'm going to grow jungle trees so I get really tall spires on it. And I'm going to have a pretty low density of 1. That only really gave me a couple places that I could actually build them, so I'm going to go ahead and repeat that until I'm happy with the results. Okay, so now you see I have a lot of jungle trees throughout the island. And once it's done rendering, or once it's done generating, you'll be able to see them a little bit better. We're going to turn these to sand so that all the leaves fall to the ground. But first off, since they're jungle trees, we want to get rid of the vines. So to do that, I'm just going to type /replace vine air, and they're all gone. It'll tell you that 0 blocks have been replaced, but if you look around, you can tell that that's not the case. The next step we're going to do is replace the leaves and the wood with sand, and that's real easy. /replace leave wood leave tree, so leave comma tree sand. There's an S there. /replace leaves comma tree sand, and it'll go through and all of that will fall to the ground. Now this is still pretty ugly, still doesn't look that great, so we're going to go ahead and smooth that. I'm going to give it 5 iterations. Alright, that was a bit much, so you can just undo if it was a bit much, and I'll just smooth it once. Alright, beautiful. Now once again, we're going to replace that with grass. So replace sand grass. Alright. Now I'm going to go through and give myself some smaller, less dramatic spires in between, and how I'm going to do this is just by generating a normal forest, relatively dense. You can just type /forestgen and not give it any arguments, and it'll do a pretty good job at this. Now, the forestgen code only goes down about 10 meters from where you stand, so you may need to move down a bit and repeat it. So I'm going to do it again from about right here so that I have a few more trees in there. Alright. Cool. So let's get out of here and look at this from outside. Now that you have these trees, you're going to do the same thing you did earlier. Replace them all with sand. So /replace leaves comma tree sand. And you can just use the up arrow and go through your chat history to do this. Alright. And after that, you don't really need to smooth it. So we're going to go ahead and change that all. We're going to change everything to stone now so that we have a nice bottom for our island. So /replace sand, comma, grass, comma, dirt, space, stone. And now everything that was there has become stone. And that'll be our basis for the island. What I'm going to do now is select it all and flip it over. So to do that, all you got to do is stand somewhere where you can remember where you are and type /copy. I like to get up in the air a good bit for this just to make sure I don't hit anything, because honestly I haven't figured out how the pasting works yet. Now look down at the ground and type /flip, and it'll flip the clipboard over. Type /paste, and then do the -A because I find that speeds it up a little bit, and it'll paste the clipboard for you. Hopefully flipped over like I asked it to. Oh, yep, there it is, way up in the air. Alright, and this is the basis for your floating island. I'll let it render for you. You can have a look at it. And thanks for watching. Join me for part 2 when I feel like it. Bye.